Hey Cancer, how are you? This is Mary Ellen coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your November, 5th, 6th, the week of November 6th for you, coming forward, coming off this, coming still through the energy of the Scorpio new moon. It sets up a very powerful cycle because it is, in a sense, coming into, swimming through the energy of this very powerful Mercury retrograde. So if you don't know about that, go to YouTube or somewhere on the net and look it up, okay? So because Mercury is in retrograde, I did your entire reading, and it was a long one. And then I looked at the computer at the end and realized I had clicked the wrong button. None of it got recorded. So I love that. It's somewhat comical, although frustrating. So we're going to jump back in. You can see the cards. I'll tell you the story. All right, before I get started, I just want to remind everybody that there will be one of those little eye in the sky things to give you all the information that you need about the retreat that's coming forward on the 29th of November. I will still be in Santa Fe. We're going to have our second retreat here in New Mexico. Very deep, mystical, shamanic healing through the Celtic traditions of the mysticism that exists in my life. So there are 2 price points. Click on that little thing that's coming up there. It'll take you right to my website. The links are also below. I am asking for and lovingly accepting donations to help me pay for my travel. It's quite expensive. It's been a while since I've been out on the road, so between the travel and the hotels and all of that, it does add up. So I'd love your support. I'm hoping to travel to Australia and New Zealand later in the winter. I will be first in upstate New York when I leave New Mexico, and I will be offering, I believe, a retreat on the solstice in December, and then perhaps some things coming forward in the powerful eclipse cycle. So I'll be hanging around that part of the world for a little while, and then we'll see what happens, how things come forward, okay? So Cancer, holy cow, check this out. Let's start right here. Look at that. Devotion to the small. So you're really looking deep into the fine aspects of your life, the details of your life. And you're just see that person like bending down to look at the flower. You're looking at what's blossoming in your life, and it has to do with someone who you hold very dear to yourself. They take up the position, so to speak, of the beloved, and you're holding this heart in your hands, and you're trying to look really deeply into what's happening. So basically what's going on is your destiny's coming forward. This is the card. This is actually the 6 of Cups. So whatever this is about, my guides are wanting to speak to you about somebody who's literally a soulmate or who has come through the mystical realm to join you in this place. The foundation of art, the foundation of love, energy, nostalgia, things that come returning from the past, perhaps a past life connection for some of you. And it is destiny. And you know what, Cancer? You know. And my guides want to speak to you about what you know. So there's the woman of skill, holding the spool of destiny in her hands. And she winds the threads of her own destiny. See how activated she is? Around the sacred tower of inspiration. And if you've been following along, you know my guides talk about quantum energy. So there it is, your energy, as a starseed, as a light worker, as a being, energized, because you know you've come into a moment, because you came into contact with this person, whoever this is, it literally changed your destiny and maybe helped you become able to wield your own destiny instead of being adrift. So this, it's going to come out a different way, of course. That, look at that, 10 of Swords. You've been feeling adrift in your life, I think, for a long time. This is also on the level of your soul. So your soul circuit, you've been working through some things, I think, for many, many, many eons, many soul circuits. And you're coming into this moment now when you literally, there's the Star card. So this is about your human walk, right? We see what's going on in this mystical way. And now you come to this moment where you're bonded together with the sacred mind of the universe, the star card. It is literally your moment of destiny that this person was meant to show up in your life. It's just the way it is. And part of the destiny is it brings a massive amount of shift and change. So that's the Wheel of Fortune. It's about being able to stand in a stable way in your life, take in all the energy that's swirling around from the universe, process those nutrients, and spit out the seeds of the next part of your own destiny, because it's connected with the thread of destiny and the star card. Look at that. So for you, Cancer, the Three of Pentacles, it's about that moment when you're standing. Okay, my guys just said the word scribe, which is interesting. We see a young man standing inside of a temple, and he's got a chisel in one hand as if he's working on the temple and trying to build something sacred. And the guides show up, and they shine a light on the plans together. That's the moment that you're in, because you are connected literally to the mind of the universe, and you're going to get a lot of clarity. That's the part of what the destiny is about, is you move into this sacred knowing, and it does transform you to get the clarity of mind, clarity of vision. That's the sacred sword of victory. It is literally ignited by the winds, by the north wind, specifically in the Celtic tradition, and during the season of winter. So here we are, coming into November. So in the northern part of the world, it's winter. So it's very interesting as things come forward. And then this card, just see that, more so than what it indicates, this is the Eight of Pentacles. So yeah, we're talking about working really, really hard on your destiny. It's also about being totally overwhelmed because you weren't prepared. Something shocking happened, and it's causing a lot of shape-shifting. So I think in your human life, while you're devoted in this way and you come into this moment of literal destiny, look at all the swirl of the destiny. And my guides are just saying, they just want to talk to you, because there's things that you know. So go deep inside. Do your best to hold the strings of destiny, to wield your destiny now. Don't doubt it. You're going to get the clarity. It is going to cause you to work really hard on a soul level. You're ending a cycle. You've been adrift. Okay? Ten of Swords, feeling adrift, and it's interesting that we're talking about a Cancer on a Scorpio new moon path with the notion of Mercury in retrograde. You're going deep into the past. Hang on, I just gotta see if I can adjust the lighting. It looks low to me. Yeah, that's better. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so that was fun. Okay, so coming out of the dark, right? See how the sun's coming up? You're finishing one of the cycles on the circuit of your soul. And you're in this boat with all these other people. And you're looking forward. That's you at the helm of the boat, Cancer, because you're a cardinal sign. Okay? So there's something that's been going on with your soul. If you believe in that kind of stuff, it's destiny. And it's changing and it's finishing now. Some cycle that you've been in for a long, long time. And it's because you now in these moments have the capacity to be devoted to the fine details of what's happening. And it brings you into this Queen of Cups moment. And if you take a look at her and you notice, she's sitting enshrined in the triple spiral. Birth, death, life, right? Rebirth. She's not shrinking back from the fire of this moment. She's got her hand open. And she knows that she's transforming. And it is the transformation that brings forward the intense amount of love. So that's what's been going on, again, if you're into it, right, on the level of the circuit of your soul, which is what my channel's about. You're going deep. It's a moment of destiny. And what I love about this for you, Cancer, look, see that broken cup? You've been going through that a lot, haven't you? Many of the Cancers I know, feeling alone, feeling isolated, going through difficult changes in relationship, feeling like your relationship cup, your love, and maybe just your life, your ability to create, manifest what you want, broken, shattered, unstable at the base. The significant change that's coming forward on this moon cycle is that the shattered part is on the outside now. And the healthy part, the stable part, right there with this soulmate, whoever it is, it's bringing forward new growth to you. It's rebuilding your base, and you're becoming stable in a way that's really deep. It's a really important moment on the cycle of your soul, the circuit, right? That my guides talk about all the time. So good for you, Cancer. There's some massive healing coming forward because it's your destiny moment to get total clarity. And look at that. You see the Ace of Swords? That person wielding, it's the moment before you put your hands on the sword. And the appropriate action is to pray and chant and go deep and make your requests in order to bring forward this massive amount of clarity. And it's looking into this. I like it because your partner, there's the Nine of Swords, okay? They're looking at you going through this cycle, and I think it's brought to them a lot of anxiety on some level. So before we wrap up, I just want to say one thing in case I forget. So that's the rune I picked for you. That is the rune for strength, and it's turned upside down. And I think it goes right there. And basically the message is you don't have to be strong anymore, Cancer. It's time to let go of this cycle that has brought so much pain and so much lack of clarity, and we see it returning. It's your destiny moment. You don't have to be strong anymore to carry the burdens of whatever's not working in your life. The correct thing to do is to let it go, and that's what's going to bring to you the strength of the moment, is to not carry that which has been difficult for you. That's why the outcome is the Four of Cups. It's time. It's the gift that the Scorpio new moon is bringing to you. The ending of a cycle of pain and feeling adrift in your life, and coming into the place through a lot of hard work on a soul level where you're able to manifest love and be highly creative and bring stability to your cup and know which cup to choose. I really like it. So your partner's going through something really interesting, somewhat similar. Do you see how deep they're going into the spiral of their own destiny? Right straight into the middle, because they are experiencing some kind of soul rising, and they're rising right up through it. In a way, they have no control over this either. It's literally their destiny. I think they know, or we wouldn't see those two cards come out. So, but Cancer, because you're so awesome and so tender, you are going to hold this person, whoever it is, even if you're letting go of them or if they're letting go of you, because I think they are. I think there's somebody who's walking away from you, Cancer, because the relationship was a burden or because of the burdens in their own life. It's just time for them to finish a cycle, and then they have to walk away. Sometimes it's just what happens in life. And I think more than walking away from you, they're walking toward their own destiny. Because part of what I like about this is, you see how this Eight of Cups is looking right here at the Eight of Pentacles? While you're coming to mastery, maybe they are being released from whatever part they had in this cycle. And I think they're quite relieved, actually. And they're walking into their destiny because this is looking at you, not away from you. So I think they're well aware of whatever the cycle has been. And then look at this. Oof. It's been really challenging for them in a lot of ways. It's kept them up a lot at night. They've had a lot of anxiety about how they are going to step into their life and step away from you and let this relationship go. And they know they have to do it because they're literally having an awakening, right? Judgment comes forward and the universe calls out to them. They may not have wanted this cycle to go this way, but they are coming to a moment of not just awakening. Do you see this? Look at that pairing. Queen of Swords looking at the Queen of Cups. You know what happens when strong women get together and they have a deep discussion? There's no worries there. So this person is bringing forward their own intense power, the power of clarity and the power of love, to deal with the situation, to come to a place of calm. Bonding together with the two halves of themselves that exists in the feminine realm, I think. It's really interesting because, in a sense, it's the male part of their nature that's putting the burden down and walking away. They're walking into something, and they're watching you do a similar thing. It's really fascinating. So I think in the end of the story, it's good. It's all good, right? This person's going to be able to just walk straight in to all the abundance that's waiting for them. The Sun card, the sacred masculine principle of, again, my guys are talking about quantum energy, radiant energy. It's really interesting. So, we're seeing this. You might be with someone who has some fire in their chart and some air in their chart in significant placements, because we see the interaction of air and water and fire energy. It's really interesting. We see a lot of fire energy down here along with some earth energy. So they're going to come into some deep amount of clarity. It's going to start a new cycle. They're going to talk with you about it, Cancer. Don't worry. You see how the King of Wands, looking into this new cycle, messages coming forward, Pentacles, earth sign, right? Earth and fire, in a sense. Okay, my guys are talking about the cycle of your life here on the earth. And then, in the end, another page. So this person I think they're going to speak with you. You're going to be getting some messaging about the way their life is changing and how and why they're moving on. And I think it's going to come with love and respect to you. I don't think this is a cycle of deceit. I think you both know you're changing. And when things change, my guides are being snarky, then things change, don't they? So do it with love, do it with tenderness. I think that's what this person is doing, because they're seeing the beautiful shift and change in their own life. And it may be, when they finish their cycle, they may want to come back and speak with you. That's the room for radical separation. They know they have to go. There's nothing, my guys are saying, put it right there. There's nothing they can do about it. It's just destiny. It's the spiral. And we see it in so many ways. Destiny coming forward. So I think you may be cutting this person out of your life. They may be walking away from you, but I think you're both walking into your destiny. And because it brings forward a lot of healing, I think this is not going to be the kind of breakup where there's going to be no words. I think, and this could be reversed, right? Always, as readers say, this could be vice versa. So maybe this is you and maybe that's them, but it's very reflective of each other in a certain way. And I think I like that there's going to be a lot of clarity and a lot of communication about this love situation and about the awakening that's happening. So that's a good outcome, I think. So the beautiful room for separation, radical severance, it's about coming into a sacred inheritance. And in order to come into the sacred inheritance, there's something that you have to give up. And a lot of times, it's the factors of your own life that you have to let go of in order for the universe to turn and do what's meant to happen. So, Cancer, I hope that felt like an uplifting message. Obviously, there's some concern and some anxiety on both sides of the equation, but I think ultimately, the goal is you have to choose for yourself. It's very interesting in order to bring forward stability. So I think if you and this person, and maybe it's about a job, could it be about your family, all the things that readers talk about, it's okay. Do your best to communicate. You are each looking inside of yourself for messages about stability, about passion, about love and creativity. And I think, because you're bonded with the mind of the universe in this moment when Scorpio, new moon comes forward, I don't think you have any questions about this, Cancer. So stay in your own cycle, do your own work. You don't have to be strong anymore. You get to move to the next part of your cycle, and you can let it go, because carrying this burden is not what you're meant to be doing on a soul level at all. And my guides are saying, ever again. So those are the small details that my guides want you to pay attention to. And maybe this beautiful beloved that you're holding so tenderly, maybe it's you. Wouldn't that be awesome? Come to think of it, now that I've done the reading twice, it really might be you. So hold yourself in a tender place. Pay attention to the small details of your life. Let go. You don't have to be strong anymore. And I suppose there was some part of your soul destiny that did require that of you until the moment when this was destined to come forward, and clearly you're there. So I think it's a time to celebrate, okay? Have fun. Go be with the people that mean the most to you. Celebrate this. And my guides are saying things like make your declaration, meaning declare, tell people what you're going through, and own it and let go of the negative part of the cycle that you've been in. You don't have to work that hard anymore. It doesn't have to be shocking that you're coming into your mastery of self. I so love, thank you, Spirit. I so love the way this is coming out. So, Cancer, I'm hoping and praying that this time this went forward. There must have been something about the last time that my guides did not like about what I was saying. So that's the very encapsulated version. I went on a lot longer. Click the like button for me. Give me a hug. It's my guides always say, it's an e-hug when you click the like button. It does have someday I'm going to make a video about the YouTube algorithm. It's really been challenging for a lot of us. So those are the small things that you can do that really support us, and I'm just urging you to do that because I definitely, especially while I'm away from my home base, I definitely would love to have the support. Okay, gang? Thanks so much for journeying, Cancer. I love you guys. As you know, I have a sibling that's a Cancer, and I think this is that person's story. I like it very much. Drop me some messages. Give me an e-hug by clicking the like button. If you're new, subscribe. Love to have you here. And I'll look forward to seeing you out on the road. Okay, gang? If you want me to come where you are, send me an invitation. Okay, my guys are chattering. They're just talking about send me an email. They go off sometimes. So I'm going to stop chattering. Thanks, Cancer. I'll look forward to seeing you next week, Goddess willing. And maybe some of you at the retreat the day after Thanksgiving here in beautiful Santa Fe. Talk to you soon, gang. Enjoy this. It's a destiny moment. The universe is releasing you into your destiny. Whew, it's good. Thanks, Cancer.